Are we on now? Oh, I got some feedback here. That's going to be annoying. Again, we're just working out the kinks. We'll blame it on McVey. He's not here.
That's right.
Yeah, it's the producer's fault. Always.
All right, do we have sound now?
I don't know.
Not showing any sound on my.
Are we on now? It just said on my phone. So I think
How
we're on.
about now? I think we're on.
Yeah, because I'm getting the captions on my.
Yeah, there we go. Hey, we're on. Hey.
That's better. I got from Kevin.
That's better. Yeah.
Well, Kevin, maybe if you
Kevin,
were here running this for us.
I'm telling you. Hey, look, I can't walk and chew gum, okay? Gee whiz.
So they missed all that.
All right, so let's say welcome everybody to another episode of the Coach's Box. Let's try that part 2, take 2. And we're one guy short. Hopefully he'll show up. But at the same time, I think we got a lot of good topics for you guys tonight. Our poll went really well. We had a lot of people who jumped in on Twitter and voted for our shot clock poll question, as well as our Google form. So I think we ended up having probably about 70 some odd people jump in and vote, which was great. Thank you guys for doing that. We'll get to those results and talk about the shot clock and what we think here in a little bit. But as we were saying, how about that streak? Try this again. How about that streak? That was a hell of a streak.
Yeah.
Fun to watch.
It's awesome.
Hey, for nobody who knows, we were talking about the St. Louis Cardinals, who had a 2%.
They win today?
Yes, they did.
Yeah, I thought
They
so.
definitely won today.
The
So
hangover yesterday didn't work out well.
Didn't.
if you listen to Greg Amsinger from MLB Network, he was saying that they all looked hungover when he saw them. So I could see that, and you know, well deserved. And as much as we ripped them all year, which was well deserved too, because they didn't play very good baseball early on. They finally, got it going and put on an improbable streak that I don't think anybody, not even Vegas, could have predicted.
Well, I was the only one sitting at this table.
There we go.
Plus one that said that the St. Louis Cardinals would make the postseason. All of you said no, they wouldn't. They lose. They wouldn't even
Well,
get
let's
out of
think about it at the
games.
time, Blair.
Hey, but I was
Here we
Mr.
go.
Positivity.
Oh, Mr.
maybe
Positive. Wah,
Yes, sir.
wah, wah.
Live and learn, gentlemen. Live and learn. Live and learn.
That's really, really great. It's insightful.
That's right. You should. Should be insightful.
I
You have to learn how to listen more often.
no. Anyway, they go from having a 2% chance September 2nd.
Yeah, we did the show. on
Matter of fact,
September 4th.
McVey brought this up, and several people brought this up. Ever since we put out the
Here, guys, this is wonderful.
our presentation of why it sucks to be a Cardinals fan.
Why it sucks. Yes.
Now listen, I didn't say we weren't Cardinals
And we
fans.
went from why it sucks to woohoo.
Listen, it still kind of does suck to be a Cardinals fan because it's like they just keep playing with your emotions.
Yes, they
Right
do.
now, things are great. They're awesome.
I'm a little worried about the way, after they won the other night, I listened to DeWitt talk, and I listened to the higher-ups talk. We
Okay.
better still make some deals come next free agency.
That'll be the question of the off season for sure.
You need a shortstop.
So let's while we're talking about that, let's talk a little bit about Mike Shannon today. What do you think about his?
Okay, so what did he actually say? Did he say they were selling it?
So the rumor on the streets is that the DeWitts are selling the St. Louis Cardinals.
They're not selling it.
That was his exact words. The rumor on the streets is that the DeWitts are selling the St. Louis Cardinals. Now, about an hour after that, St. Louis Cardinals organization came out with a press release that said that the rumors are untrue and that they are not selling the St. Louis Cardinals.
Well, maybe Shanahan was drunk.
Well, there's a hot chance that's the case.
Could be.
If you listen to him on the radio, he's kind of slipping.
Oh, definitely.
I mean, he might be thinking about the Browns getting sold or something.
I wouldn't mind. I mean,
Dimension's a real thing.
The right buyer comes in, as long as it's not Stan Kroenke.
Well, he's the first one in line. So
No.
all this stuff's going on with the Rams in St. Louis. And
Oh, shut up.
maybe he's
not
going to come in
buy.
and say, you know what, I'm just going to say screw St. Louis.
He'll get assassinated.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
Can you imagine?
You heard it here first.
Yep.
Hot take.
Can you imagine though if he bought the St. Louis Cardinals and then relocated them to Vegas? That guy would be absolutely.
He better not come to Missouri.
He better not even come close. And then
That ain't
better
gonna
not
happen.
even come out in the public. Somebody will
They
find
cannot
him.
allow the St. Louis. Well, I say that, and they let the St. Louis Cardinal football team go.
Yeah, I agree.
The St. Louis Rams go.
It's just a stop for these franchises to come in and move on. The only two that have been consistent are the two we got left.
Right.
But hey, it happens. I think that's all just blown out of proportion. Hell, Mike was probably drunk. Who cares? He's probably still drunk from last night.
I was.
It's part of it.
So the question becomes is, how do you play these next few games here, moving into next Wednesday's wild
You
card?
play to win the game.
But so do you play? Who do you pitch? How much do you pitch them? Do you pitch
They
them?
already got the pitching all lined up.
But do you think the bullpens? I mean, who do you bring in? Who do you?
You're gonna bring in guys that you aren't planning on using when it comes crunch time in the playoffs.
Okay, that's
You're
interesting.
still
Like
gonna
who?
pitch. You're still gonna pitch a few guys. You can't just let them sit there.
They got to get some work.
Now my other question is,
Flaherty's gonna get pitched again.
he will. He will.
They're gonna so they can make that decision on whether he's gonna be on the roster or not.
So Waino.
Waino ain't pitching.
So do you think you put him in at least?
No.
Because he pitched
No.
on Tuesday.
No.
His 5 days would be Sunday.
No,
He's not
no.
pitching until Wednesday.
No.
Do you give him
No,
an opportunity to start and pitch 2 innings?
no, not a bit.
On Sunday.
No.
Why?
Why does he need to?
Keep fresh.
Shut up.
So fresh and so clean?
Still.
No. He's
It's Waino. The
yeah.
ultimate professional. It ain't gonna matter.
I bet he pitches Sunday. I bet he starts Sunday's game. 2 innings.
This guy's coached a little DeSoto baseball. And he's
Wait! Didn't you see how much? Hey,
Whitey freaking Herzog
Hey.
of gosh dang Jefferson County.
Didn't you
Watch
see-
out, Ryan Dickerman. He's ain't coming to Herky games telling everybody he should have done this, should have done that.
didn't
Oh,
you
gosh.
see how much stuff Blair, all the sports and things that Blair knows about?
I do know.
Oh, I did see that in the commercial.
That was a good one.
I mean,
That's good, Coach.
yeah.
I have to
Blair.
admit, that was one of the best.
That's almost
commercials
like,
we've done.
did you get that off the Bo Jackson nose? This is Blair nose.
Well, I mean, I can't confirm or deny.
Can't confirm.
I thought the best was the figure skating one. I thought
It's
he
just
looked
because
great.
you were on there.
Oh well, yeah. I would have. Everybody would have forgot about Blair in that.
Yes, they did.
That's true.
They sure did.
It's
I
one
mean,
darn
you're
good-looking woman there.
I don't know about that. I'm just saying. Yeah.
They are not going to pitch Waino.
I think so.
Oh, I think.
In case anybody doesn't know, we're just gonna throw that up on the screen.
That's awesome.
Oh my gosh, look at that.
Look at that guy.
That
Look at
is
that girl over there, man. Wow,
that is
look
one
at her.
ugly chick. Gosh.
You ought to see the stuff we got your faces plastered on right now.
You know what?
You should be ready for
Go
it.
for it. I don't care. It was a group effort. It was the
Well,
group
so
effort.
is this. So is this.
I was too busy educating the minds of Herculaneum while you guys are making videos.
Hey, were. I know.
Yeah, that's good.
So was I.
I'm glad you can try to keep up.
He was dealing Pepsis.
I was. I was
You sure?
educating people on Pepsi.
Oh, from what I
It
gathered,
looked like you
Except for
were
I had a
carrying
Coke in my
Cokes.
hand or
carrying
something.
Coke.
Yeah. Carrying
I-
a cocaine.
Hey, how's that going to work out with your bosses?
I already showed it to them.
Oh,
They
they're
laughed.
okay?
They laughed.
You had to make sure that you didn't get fired for that one?
No, they laughed. They thought it was funny.
It was great. Look at that.
Good
It's
stuff.
so good.
That is good stuff.
Yeah, it's like the worst Photoshop of all time. That's what made it even better.
It's got him in his coaching uniform there.
Yeah.
Always.
Is that what all the coaches get to wear?
Yes.
That's good stuff, man.
That might be an outfit
Does
or two.
he make Boar wear something like that?
Yeah.
It's like a button up.
There was a button up.
Sharp.
It's a great.
Sharp coach.
And for all of our people, who watched, I mean, the best one was the last one.
Oh, God.
The best one was the absolute last one. Nobody said anything to you about that one, have they?
Not really. Not yet.
Oh.
Was that the swimming one?
No.
Don't show that one.
No, I'm not going to put that one
That
on
was
there.
the worst one.
I could have given you the real life photo for that.
What? Oh,
yeah, you know what I'm talking
Oh,
about.
yeah. I'm on a beach.
Somewhere.
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about the Michael Jackson.
Yeah, that one right there.
Look at that.
Damn, look at that
Solid.
guy.
Solid.
Hey, just beat it, man. Just beat it.
I knew it was coming.
Jeez.
Knew it was coming.
I wasn't gonna say it.
Yeah, it was.
I'm wearing the black and red over here. I'm gonna try, all this blue. I can keep coming over here and doing shows. I got this dang football field in my background tonight.
Yeah, I mean, we're on the
I'm
new.
sitting in this luxurious weight room. I mean, gosh, the rich keep getting richer.
It's on the second floor of our wellness center, which is brand new. We got the football field out back here. It's a great view.
It is.
Really
It is.
surprised we don't have people in here lifting right now.
If they start coming in and bang weights around, we'll know what's going on.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. So anyway, the Cardinals. Let's get back to that.
So who do you want them to play?
We've already been over that. I still want them to play the Dodgers. One game. Let's go.
I still think that Scherzer's not on the top of his game since he pitched against St. Louis in St. Louis on Labor Day and he shut us down. I was at that game. It was terrible.
Hey, did Pujols play?
Don't even talk
So
about
please
that.
don't fly out to LA when we play him.
Okay, I won't.
Okay.
But
don't do that.
he's in his 2 starts since then. He's struggled. He's still got a win, but he's definitely. Did you see that pitch he threw last night?
No, I didn't.
Didn't even make it halfway to the mound.
Maybe he's
Or
getting
to the
old.
plate. Like I guess it slipped out of his hand, and they were giving him all kinds of trouble about it on ESPN.
I was hoping they'd pitch Kershaw.
Oh, that'd be great too.
I mean, we do okay against him in the playoffs,
Okay, playoffs for sure.
and he's still kind of coming back from things. So I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what they do. I mean, I'm excited about it. I'm happy they made the playoffs. I agree with Jason. Let's go out in the off season and spend some damn money and get some players and not have to worry about making the wild card. Let's win the division.
Yeah, I mean, I just heard a lot of things I didn't like to hear after we won that game about, well, we knew we had a good team, we knew it was going to happen eventually, and I'm not satisfied with that.
I'm not either.
Making the second wild card, something they just came up with a couple years ago to expand the playoffs. I mean, no.
I still, and talking about the wild card and expanding the playoffs, I still believe that the wild card should be a best of 3. And the reason why I say that is I think you go into a 1-game playoff for the wild card position, then you really, it's 1 game decides in the postseason. What does it matter for all the rest of the 182 games that we played? Why?
Because you had a chance.
You had 20?
82, 62, sorry.
That's what I'd say like that.
I don't know when I heard that first, Mr. Baseball.
No, there you go. Sorry. I said 82, 62. Okay, so, I still think it needs to be a 3-game series for that one. And then move into a 5-game.
No.
You still get a chance to. You're still getting a chance to play in the postseason.
I agree.
Because you win, you get to keep going.
I agree.
So you didn't win your division. You don't get a best of 3.
And you start that next series kind of at a disadvantage because you probably used your best
Yep.
pitcher to win that 1 game.
Now, so you don't need a best of 3.
All right.
Matter of fact, if you're the top seed, I think the team that plays them they should do like the KBO, where you're already down 1 game. Give the top seed the real advantage. They've had 7 days off or whatever it is.
Let them play 7 days off.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. That's why the wild card team they're still playing, so they come in hot. Where the people the team that put in and has the best record, they're at a disadvantage because they haven't been.
That's true.
I'd say, you're already down 1-0.
I don't believe that though.
I do.
Play the game.
Yeah, well, you play the game. That's why you played 162 of them, not 182 of
Well,
them.
you knew what I meant.
I know what you meant.
Now we're
Call me
Jack Mose. Call him out. Now
What is
we're
that?
Jack
What is
Mose.
that in Illinois say or
It
something?
is.
Oh.
It is.
Oh.
It is.
Somebody steals your mule or something? Good Lord.
Anyone take the time to watch Blair's throwback homecoming video on YouTube?
That was good stuff, wasn't it?
I didn't watch it. I just saw what you posted.
Well, you should see what my nickname was on there. Mr. Homecoming.
Was it Mr. Homecoming?
Kinky Kylie. That's my name. Kinky Kylie.
What?
That's what our name was.
So many things I want to say.
I mean, this is not a family show, but
Oh, it's not a family.
it's not a family show, but gosh, there's so
Hey,
many
those were the
jokes
days.
tonight.
I mean, I posted that today, and I probably had 60, 70 people message me. Man, I miss those days. From high school. And
You
stuff.
could not do that show anymore.
Oh, Mr. Homecoming?
Yeah.
No.
No.
Did you hear some of the questions that they asked?
Oh my gosh. I'm like, oh my gosh, people would be throwing a fit right now.
Oh, right now it'd be worse. I couldn't believe it, some of the questions that were asked.
I couldn't believe some
Are
of
there-
the
are
things
there
that
any
were said
questions?
on there, man. I was like, oh my gosh.
They
It was
were
a different world in the 90s.
Boy, was it ever.
Is there any questions that you could,
On that show?
yeah, or in a thing, yeah, what
No,
kind of question?
you couldn't have you can't even ask about it. today.
What?
No, go back and watch it.
I don't know. If I have time.
It's good. Oh, you have time.
No,
I mean, he already said his name was what again?
Kinky Kylie.
oh my gosh. I think that's an idea for a commercial.
Yeah, Kinky Kylie.
Hey, Dan Boyer.
And my song
Shut
that I sang, my talent show was "Man, I Feel Like a Woman." That was good stuff too. I got screwed out of that winning that thing. I was so mad.
Man, Sproul.
Hey,
really
I
stuck
wanted
on
to
that.
say that every time something comes up, Josh is really big into this fall rule.
Why does he keep on this fall rule?
You know what he should do? He should contact Mission.
I figured there's no rules where you're at.
Yeah. Why are there in the city? Aren't there no rules? It's a Wild West. They can do what they want. That's what I was always told. Like,
Yeah.
well, that's great. You can't do that down here. But if you were in the city, you could.
Good.
I don't even talk about the rule. I'm gonna act like I don't know about the rule.
Yeah, I bet you.
Smart.
You'd be all about breaking it, wouldn't you?
Yeah, my record shows we've been breaking all kinds of rules.
Yes, definitely.
God, if you're not cheating, you're not trying.
That's what they say.
That's not the rule this honest Abe goes by.
All right, that's good.
That might be what the blue and gold does, but not the black and
You're
white.
right, St. Vincent,
Mr. Positivity over here.
blue and gold.
He's changing around here. What's going on with this guy?
Getting ready to have a kid.
That's
yeah.
what it is.
Oh, you turn over a new leaf.
Positive Polly.
Positive
Oh, my
folly. Here
gosh.
we go.
Jeez. Anyway, back to what counts in life.
Positive Polly.
So we'll just go ahead and jump right into it. So we put it out there about the shot clock. It was something that's been brought up. It's a hot take item as far as say our mission is concerned. It's coming, okay? Whether we all like it or not, it's just a matter of time before it gets here. And
I just see all the things that are going to go wrong.
okay, so let's talk about all of the negative parts to it first.
They can't even. Schools struggle to find people to do the scorebook. Schools are struggling to find people to do the clock.
Right.
And now you're going to add the shot clock.
Yes.
Yeah. And then schools are going to have to pay to have it put in. Then there's just so many things. I see
all right,
where
so
go
so
wrong.
can we all agree to this? The negative part, number one, is the cost of buying it. $1,200 one time.
Buying and running.
No. The number one, you have to buy it.
So it's about $1,200.
$1,200 to get them in.
Now,
and
does
have-
that have all the fancy around the backboard?
No.
No. Just the shot clock.
No, you don't have to have the fancy stuff.
That
You
makes
don't have the fancy sauce. Just put the damn thing in. It's done. Done. The second thing, which is the one that you just mentioned, is the continuous cost of having someone to run it. Now, the shot clock runner, whoever runs it, has to be literally the smartest person in a gym. Probably smarter than all of us coaches. Because you have to know the rule.
One's yelling at him.
That's true. I mean, it's like, wait, you missed that.
Right. Oh, yeah.
But you have to see when the ball hits the rim, and you have to be on that switch.
Mm-hmm.
And if the horn goes off, the game abruptly stops, whether it's inadvertent or not. So the person running it has to be on top of their game the whole time. Okay? Now, I don't know about where you guys have all worked at. It's really hard to find people who are good enough to do what you're wanting to do.
I'm not going to call schools names out, but I've been to a couple schools where people running the book have no clue. People running, I mean, some schools, that's part of your extra duty that they force you to do.
They require it to happen.
Yeah, you have to do the book so many times, or you have to run the clock, or you have to do this or that. And I just see it being a issue. It won't be for your probably huge schools. I think for the small schools, it may be an issue.
Well, and that's the thing. It's finding the person to do that, training them to do it, or whatever you got to do, and then just you got to do it. You got to pay that person, and they have to be there. And so you have a backup if they can't be there, and something like that. There's all kinds of issues that arise from it, just on an administrative standpoint. We're not even talking about the way it affects the game itself. We're talking about just a school administrator going, I have to buy it, and we have to pay somebody to run it, and they have to know what the heck they're doing.
Right.
And you're adding to an athletic director, you're adding another responsibility that they're going to have to do. You're adding a extra thing, like you said, you're going to have to hire, but also something they're going to have to manage. And most of your athletic directors are vice principals and other duties, and now we're going to add extra to basketball. I don't know. There's so many, I'm sure there's positives about it, but I'm not buying it.
Well, I think as far as the administrative part of it, I think that's where you're going to find the most negative side of it. I think, and that's what's going to probably make or break it in our state, is the administrative part of it. I think you would say, as far as just it in itself, I know if you took all the administrative parts out of it and that ran smooth, I think it would be voted in. And the reason why I say that is because they want the game to be controlled differently than it is now, and I think that's
what do they want different?
That puts the control really in control of the game. You can't play the game, certain phases of the game. You can't go out and run the flex. And
yeah, you
run
can.
it 5 or 6 times through until you get a good shot.
You can run it faster.
I mean, you gotta, but so I just think it's going to change the way the game is played, and it's consistently going to affect, the way you coach. I mean, the way we coach now is going to be so much different than if we had the shot clock. And I think that it changes your personnel and who you put out there. And I mean, do you put out there a defensive squad, or do you put out an offensive squad that can, score quick and score fast and are athletic enough to be able to create shots on a whim? And I mean,
it's not like it's going to be 25 seconds.
I mean,
how many times do you see a team go from rebound up the floor and run an offense consistently in 35 seconds?
A lot of them.
You think?
Yeah.
No, I don't believe that.
I think a lot of teams can run their offense in 35 seconds.
They're not going to take a good shot necessarily.
Agreed.
Well,
Agreed.
To me, that's my biggest thing. And if anybody knows, I'm against it, okay? Because I run the flex. And I think I think there's a divide between the haves and the have-nots. The kids who have skills and the kids who do not have skills to play at a pace where the shot clock is conducive to the game. So you got kids who can pass, they can shoot, they can dribble. Like everybody's like, oh, we're going to run the dribble drive. Well, that's great. I got a kid who can't freaking dribble. So what's he going to do? He's going to sit on the bench. Mm-hmm. He's a great athlete, but he can't walk and chew gum sometimes, or he especially can't dribble. So it limits him. So we have a divide between the kids who can play the game at a high level where shot clock would make the game look a lot better. And then you have the schools where the kids play like 3 or 4 different sports, so they don't get a chance to really hone in on their skills and put that time in. So the kid that I'm getting is a basketball 3 where football or baseball or soccer is number 1 and one of those other 3 is number 2, and basketball is just something they do in the wintertime to stay in shape, have fun with their friends. So what can that kid do? He's athletic as hell, but what can he do?
Right.
So I've got to utilize him in a way that's going to be conducive for us. Well, if I got to, what happens when the ball gets in that kid's hands and the shot clock goes down? It's like, oh, hell, here we go. And he don't need to be shooting that shot, but we're up against the clock. I just don't find it being. I think at bigger schools where we're not sharing athletes all the time, and these kids play basketball for their school, they play basketball for their 7AU teams all throughout the year. That's great. I don't have those kids. So my kids aren't always as the most skilled kids. Now, they might be skilled, they might be athletic, but they're not basketball skilled in order for the clock to be good for them.
Owen, can your kids create for themselves?
That's key.
And that's what's going to be key to the shot clock, in my opinion. You're going to have kids that can, be able to make and create on their own.
Well, I think that's one of the key factors. And you guys both know 5 or 6 years ago, I started running a little bit of variation of the Grinnell system, and that is kind of something similar to what this is going to force you to do, is speed up the game. Make yourself get up and down and be able to create shots, look for, and I think it makes kids want to have to shoot the 3 more. I mean, you're going to live and die by the jump shot, the 3-point shot. You're not going to see a team focused on an inside game where they're going to pass the ball around 3 or 4 times so they get this open.
No, I think you're gonna have a lot of guys turn to running set plays. I think you're gonna.
Oh yeah, you're gonna have so many.
You're gonna have a ton of set plays because, hey, I got this amount of time. We can run this set play. If it don't work, then maybe I'm got a kid that can create for himself. I'm gonna get him the ball and see what happens.
You run a set play down. You say the team's pressing you, and you make a pass half court on a press. You don't run the same play every time. You know what I mean? Your kids know it. But I just think it's really gonna change that. It's gonna also change the way we scout teams now. I think
I think Ron Rhodes has a great point here, and I don't always agree with Ron, like Matt Carpenter.
But there's a Matt Carpenter baseball bat and balls for our auction.
Yeah, you know what I would do? I'd key on it.
Hey, so Ron Rhodes might show up to buy the thing.
Go ahead, let him buy it. Shot clock takes a lot of coaching decisions away from the coach.
I agree. Totally agree with you.
Well, I mean, yeah, because all you can do is prep them, and that's it.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, hope you guys know what you're doing.
I think it's going to force teams to do a lot of, you're going to get that ball out of the hoop a little faster. You're going to get that ball up the court a little faster.
It's going to change. It totally changes the way we coach a game and how we scout a game, how we scout an opponent. I mean, let's think about all the things that you got to now start focusing more on. I just think it changes the whole dynamics of basketball at the high school level. I mean, you're going to see some of these teams that maybe not too quality of athletes, but got kids that can flat out just play, hard-nosed defense. You're going to see those teams probably have more success than a team that's very talented offensively, and got some size and advantage that way. I think you're going to see the teams that are athletic defensively are going to force teams to get up and down and take off-balance shots and take contested shots.
Speed people up.
Yeah.
Well, and by the way, Chris Hahn, who Coach Hahn runs the system, very big believer in the system,
I
says
just ignored it.
instead of a shot clock, Misha just needs to make one team in each game run the system.
That'd be great. I loved it. I loved it when I ran it. Loved it.
How come you don't do it now?
Well, it's
I
just,
was going to ask the same thing. Why didn't you?
well, I'll tell you one of the reasons why I did not run
I
it.
can tell you one of the reasons, but you go ahead.
The reason why I started running it was I wanted to get more kids involved. I had about 12 or 13 kids that I felt like could play an equal amount of time, and just didn't have enough time in the game for them to play it. So I wanted to speed the game up. I wanted to get more kids involved and get excitement about the game anymore. I mean, kids loved at that point to shoot, and so I think that changes the dynamic of the game as well. So I think that's what brought excitement back to the game in Herculean girls basketball when we started doing that. And I also thought that Shane doing that would give our kids an advantage of if we're on, we're going to be hard to beat. And I gave our kids confidence that we could play with anybody, no matter who they were, if we had our shots on. So I think it made kids believe in it more. I think it made kids want to be there more because it was exciting, it was fun. And I think, to me, in today's society, it's got to be fun or kids ain't don't want to do it.
That's definitely true. I agree with that. I just don't think that it's. I don't think it's the best fix. If you're trying to put a one size fits all onto the game of basketball,
Tough.
it doesn't work for all of our kids throughout the state. It doesn't. It's going to affect your kids different, and your kids different, and my kids different. And that's, to me, it's if we're talking about keeping people from getting unfair advantages, well, you're already playing into that because there's going to be an unfair advantage because of the kid. You are. I agree with Coach Rhodes. You're taking the coach out of it because.
Parents be happy.
Now it's wait a minute, but now it's just like, okay, so you want to talk about playing teams that you shouldn't play because they're so much more talented. You just eliminated half the strategy that goes into beating a team that's way more talented than you because you got to shoot now. You only get to shoot. You only get the chance to have the ball for this amount of time. Unless the ball goes up, hits the rim, and you get okay.
Let me put that for example. Look. Let's just hypothetically say that you're playing the number 1 ranked team in the state. You're going to bring the ball before. We've seen this happen last year in the Bruce Thomas tournament. I mean, we're not going to beat them up and down, for 32 minutes. So we're going to find a way to keep the ball in our hands for a while to make them come out of the zone and play man to man.
I've never done that.
And if I get beat 10-9. Against the number 1 ranked team in the state, because that's why I held the ball for 7 minutes out of the 8 minutes in the quarter. I mean,
I understood what was going on at Bruce Thomas, but it was god awful basketball.
it was hard to watch. It was hard to watch.
Yeah, but
It wasn't fun.
Okay, but
Kids weren't having fun.
is your job as a coach is to try to put your team in the best chance it can to win the game based on the talent that you have and strategy?
Well, yes, but I also do believe that kids want to play the game. They're out there for the reason to play the game. They're out there to have fun.
That team was pretty excited about what they were doing, though.
Coach had him. He had them buy in. I mean, they were bought in for sure.
But when you're looking at, all right, what's our best chance here? If you're saying the kids want to play, well, to get to the level of the team that you're trying to beat that is a lot better than you, our kids want to play in that game, but they don't want to put in the time to get as good as those other kids who are more talented. So what do I got to do? I got to compensate in a short amount of time to make my kids be able to compete with the kids who play 365, 366 days out of the year.
You got to try to make up for the time that your kids, I mean, let's be honest, didn't put in.
Oh, yes.
Bingo.
And sometimes you can't make up for that much.
No.
No matter what you do strategically. But then now if you add the shot clock, then that same game we're talking about, they ain't got a chance.
No.
They ain't got a chance for this shot clock.
No way, shape, or form.
No, I mean
It'd been 30 point. It'd have been running clock fourth quarter.
Yeah.
No doubt.
So, I mean, is that what everybody wants? Is just the team that is 100% more talented? Here's what I think is going to happen.
I don't want 100 to 9.
No, I don't.
Okay, but go ahead.
Okay, but what happens then? Do you think the kids decide that they're not going to go to school here because I can go over here, and now it's even more better chance of winning? You don't think people are going to move their kids? Is that a chance? I'm asking. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen.
You see less teams playing zone, more teams playing man.
I would say it's a bend but don't break until right there at the end. I'd say you're going to see a lot more softer defense at the beginning. See if you can't get a quick shot in from somebody, and then when you get 10 seconds on the clock, all of a sudden defense is going to get a little tougher. Mm-hmm. You might even see somebody switch defenses.
Hey, you may be in a 2-3 zone, and then all of a sudden switch to man there with 10.
Yeah, switch to man, switch to trap, something like that.
Or, I mean,
and I again, it's like, okay, well then, I hope our kids are good. Hey, don't throw it away. Don't. Oh! You just hit a cheerleader. Good job. I mean, you're taking. It's like, okay, we're just going to put the talent now. Let's roll the balls out. Hell, that's what it becomes. Roll the balls out, and let it go.
I like what.
I'm just getting my stipend. I'm going to sit over here.
I like what RJ Everhart put on here too. Does the shot clock change how the refs call the game?
Well, Jason, what do you think? I mean,
well, I think it definitely does. I think
I knew he would chime in. So
I'm not afraid to be honest. I mean, I'm not. And if any
tell
officials,
what?
If any,
you were
honest.
afraid to tell. Oh, honest. You were saying you're going to tell us something. So but now you changed. Honest.
No, I said.
No, he said honest.
I'm afraid to be honest. No, but here's the thing. I think that the way the officials are going to call the game is going to be probably at this point more tighter because, they don't want the game to sped up so fast where it's out of control. And I think if it's called tighter like that, it gets more under control and makes teams be more controlled. Now, I would really like to hear what an officials would like to say about this. So if there's any officials watching, comment on our page here and let us know what your thoughts are, because I think it would be important to hear, on their side of it, do you think it changes the way the game's officiated? And I think it's a very important thing because, there is some officials that call it tighter now.
Well, I
than
just
they
think
did
it's
before.
we were talking about how the cost and all that stuff for schools are going to be. You're adding another thing to the officials' plate now too with it.
Oh yeah. I mean, what if there ain't enough stuff to watch?
Yep.
Now you gotta watch that.
Right.
And you gotta make sure the maybe it's the art teacher or whoever's over there running it.
Yeah.
No, nothing against art teachers, but I mean, I'm just thinking of.
That's not what Jason meant. Jason meant every art teacher has no idea about basketball.
Well,
No, that's what just came out and said it. Everybody knows what you're getting at.
But let's just say that
put words in my mouth now.
Let's
Well,
just say
you're
you're
welcome.
sitting over there, and you're sitting in between the person running the clock and the person sweeping the scorebook, and you're sitting there, and all of a sudden this guy's like, "Hey, who made that basket? Oh, let me see. Oh, whoops, I forgot to hit that." I mean, how hard is it? It's not very hard to get it kind of wrapped up in something else that's going on right around you.
You got one job.
It's not like you're in a box and nobody's around you, and all you got was one job to do is sit there and watch the ball. I mean, people are talking to you. People might ask you a question.
That's why you put some noise cancelers on. Have a little disturb going on in your earphones, and then you're just watching the game, and you don't even know what's going on.
That's what I should do on a coach.
Well, hey, put the shot clock in. That's what you might as well do. Dude, I'm just going to get a recliner and sit over there.
Let's just put some music in your ear.
Yeah, put the little earbuds in or something.
Nice.
Be a nice cold drink, and I'm just going to sit there, and I'm just going to watch, and it'd be like, that was great. Keep doing that. Good job. Because I'm not coaching. I'm just over there collecting the damn check. I don't like it. Wait.
And he is fired up about this.
If I've got kids who spend a lot more, and look, I love multi-sport athletes. I am not against it. But if you're going to give me a shot clock and say that we're going to these kids are going to make plays in this amount of time and get a shot up, cool. Now I want my kids 365 days.
Right.
And I'm not in order for us to be 100% successful, have best chance. And I can't do that to all of our sports. But is that going to affect how other coaches are? That they're going to say, well, I need kids who are more skilled. Hey, instead of playing fall whatever, come on over to us. That's what you're going to start having that happen because now it's competitive.
Oh, yeah.
It's your job on the line as a coach.
Sure it is.
And all these little schools, are you kidding me? Where we all share athletes? Yeah. You're putting people at disadvantage.
Well, they've already screwed us with the rule. So
yeah, hey, Josh, did they screw us with the rule?
What
Please
rule
comment.
is that? You know what?
Yeah,
rule
what rule is that? Can you give us the
explanation on all that?
and I agree, it does. But now it's on. Now you have the same thing happening here.
Well, yeah, I think we could keep going on about this, and I still want to keep going on with this, Chris. But what do you think we go on to a quick break here, and
I guess,
and we'll come back here and talk a little bit more about the shot clock and give some people
do you have a
some
good
time.
commercial to play while we're on this?
well, I don't know. We'll see what kind of stuff we got. I'm not really sure what.
Good stuff. Tune in and watch this great
Oh
commercial.
yeah.
Watch Blairism.
Oh gosh, do we need to have any more of those? All right, we'll be right back.
Blair hasn't done a
I don't
commercial.
know why
in a
we
while.
got that going
I
on.
mean-
Here, let's move on to something else. We'll be right back with the coaches. All right, it's time for our high school roundup, presented by the Coach's Box. This week, had several football games on Friday with Kelly over Crystal City 35-20, St. Pius X over Herculaneum 36-8. Perryville was blanked by St. Vincent 36-0. Grandview lost a close one to Father Tolton 27-28. Jefferson R7 continued their scoring ways by defeating Bayless 61-20. Hillsboro edged conference rival Festus 34-29. DeSoto loses a close one to Windsor 24-16. Northwest blanks Webster Groves 14-0, and Seckman defeated Melville 54-20. In the I-55 Conference, our updated standings, St. Pius X sits atop at 3-0. Jefferson R7 a close second, 2-1. St. Vincent and Grandview both have a win, but Grandview has one loss. Bayless 0-2 and Herculaneum 0-3, and a matchup between those two teams is forthcoming. This week in volleyball, DeSoto beats Afton 3-2. Windsor over the Berg 3-0. St. Pius X defeated Grandview 3-0. Jefferson R7 over Crystal City 3-0. Festus over Hillsboro 3-0. Windsor over DeSoto 3-0. And Kirkwood defeated Northwest 3-0. In softball, Hillsboro defeated Jefferson R7 21-0. St. Pius X defeated DeSoto 23-1. Farmington over Windsor 15-1. Festus defeated Perryville 11-0. St. Pius X defeated Herculaneum 11-1 on Tuesday. Windsor defeated Lutheran South 5-1. Northwest defeated Pattonville 14-0. And finally for soccer, Seckman defeated North County 5-0. Windsor defeated Festus 2-1 on Tuesday. Northwest defeated Bayless 6-0. Cape Notre Dame defeated St. Pius X 7-4. Pacific over Hillsboro 4-3. Perryville defeated DeSoto 6-1. And Seckman edged Afton 2-1. Appreciate you guys watching. Make sure you guys stay tuned, and we will be right back. All right, and we're back with the Coach's Box. Hope you guys like some of the stuff we're doing. I'm throwing out all kinds of stupid stuff because...
Dude, you had soccer games on there.
Hey, and
Soccer
I know
roundups.
I've already had Coach
Soccer.
Halley tell me that I messed up on a score, and you know what? STL today had the score messed up.
Well, at least you put soccer on there, Kevin.
Yeah, I acknowledged it as something that needed to be covered. And you know how much it hurt?
I bet it hurt.
It hurt a lot.
It hurt a lot.
It
'cause I wouldn't
freaking
have.
hurt a lot.
I wouldn't have.
I know.
He says on here 8 states have a shot clock. If he's correct, why in the heck are we jumping on this?
Because it's the wave of the future.
Did I put that out there? Money.
It's money for somebody,
It's not for the schools.
you know, but it's just because we're going to get ahead of the times, and everybody wants it.
I'd be curious to see if the state governed bodies get money for putting it.
Well, no. Here's what's going to happen. You're going to have the schools that can afford it. They're going to say you're going to have all these, kind of like they did a few years ago with the uniforms and all that crap, and they put all the regulations on it. And you might already bought your uniforms, but they gave you a couple years to get it. You know,
Yes.
That way you get through rotation. So you're going to have schools that they can't afford the shot clock or the installation. So you're going to have a shot clock that's going to be able to be used now, but I don't have it at my school, but you guys do. So when we go play you guys, we have the shot clock we got to deal with. You come to our school, you don't have to deal with it. And it's going to be like that at different places till everybody watch it's going to happen.
Oh, that ain't gonna be no fun.
No, because then you got to okay, do they have a shot clock? Oh.
Now I got a game plan completely different.
So one day I get to be the cheerleader over there on the side, not doing a damn thing, and the other days I actually got to really coach. I know it's just going to be a cluster. It's going to be a cluster.
Man, Kevin over there.
Well, yeah, I know. Yeah, I'll get over it. Either way. Anyway, we go back to our poll results. I said I was going to read those out.
What's that say? It's simple. Kerwin wants the shot clock in Missouri, he'll just implement it. I.e., example, 5 sets in volleyball.
Do you think that...
That was a little easier to implement than putting a clock.
I'm trying to guess. I think Kerwin and Sam Page probably hang out.
They might.
What do you think?
They may.
Oh,
I bet they're
Lord.
tight buddies.
Oh, Lord. Those are
Could
fighting
see
words
it.
for others.
You could see that.
That's rough.
Hey, I'm here to entertain.
You're
Are
here
you-
to entertain.
Oh, you
Is
do,
that what we do?
You do better than basketball players. Baseball players, excuse me, because they don't get to use steroids. All right, so on our polls that we did about the shot clock, okay, so we actually had, let me do the quick math in my head, we actually had 99 votes. Way to go for the one person who didn't vote. You suck.
You didn't vote.
What a loser.
Not on Twitter, I didn't.
Oh,
my
okay.
gosh, you're such a loser.
Anyway,
Why are you so against Twitter? You got Facebook, you're on it all the time, believe me.
I know.
you probably have
If you-
Instagram
hey,
too.
If you're friends with Blair, hey, guess what? We're having a golf tournament. If you're not in,
Get in. Hey,
Get in.
Hey, I'm all about supporting our kids. I'm all about putting that stuff out there.
so you would have a Twitter account then if you were.
Yeah, why don't you put it on Twitter?
Kids don't. Not how many adults.
Why don't you put it on
How many
Instagram?
adults
You were
use
gonna
Twitter?
say kids don't. Yeah.
Kids use Twitter all the time.
Adults use
No.
Twitter like crazy. Are you kidding me?
I don't think they do as much.
Oh
That's
my
kids.
gosh, they do.
No, here's how it goes.
Adults use more.
Coaches use Twitter, parents use Facebook, kids use Instagram.
I'm a parent all day long.
That's great. But
Well, until you're coaching baseball, cross country.
Well, these guys told me I know everything about sports.
no, I said, what do you know?
ballet,
Everything. That's what you're going to say.
Okay,
Well,
Dance with the
that's all you
Stars.
need
So,
all you gotta do is talk to you.
all right, so back to our polls.
Only one in America said Cardinals make playoffs. Go ahead.
Not the only one. Only one in this table.
Yeah, you and Nolan Arenado.
Yeah,
Okay,
trust me, I'm going to go back and
so
air that show.
I hope you do. Let's just go share
Not
it.
me
Why don't
saying.
you just get you a little clip there and just.
Coach Winkler, if he's watching, he's even brought it up to my attention this week. You were the only one on that show that said.
And you know what? Hey, and me and Zach, we're the ones who got the streak going because they watched our show and we're like, oh hell no, oh hell no.
Screw them dudes from Pius.
Those
Yeah.
two Jacks from St. Pius. That
Yeah, Jack Mules or whatever. You can do that in a commercial. That'd be great. All right, so on our Google form Twitter or Google form poll about the shot clock, we had 24 votes, and 45% were in favor of a shot clock, and 54% were not in favor of the shot clock.
What was that 1% error?
I don't know how you could err on.
Google Doc.
I don't know how they come. Anyway, that's another topic. Wait a minute. That's how the presidential election is? A little error right there. Anyway.
Always got to have some.
So out of the people who voted yes, 5 people said that it should be 35 seconds. 6 people said that it should be 40 seconds, and nobody said it should be more than 40 seconds. Now, people on Twitter, apparently coaches are on Twitter,
Coaches.
minus Blair.
I voted twice. Go ahead.
71% said they are in favor of a shot clock.
Wow.
71%.
Not me.
Wow.
Okay. 29% said they are not in favor of shot clock.
2 of those were mine.
Now, of the yeses, 25% said 40 seconds, 45% said 35, and 1% said more than 40. So,
35. I've seen some. Wow.
so
I've seen some bad basketball teams.
So here,
They play each other.
it will,
Ooh.
according to my sources, when they implement the shot clock in Missouri, it will not be less than 35 seconds.
Oh, no way.
And it will not be more than 40. It will be either 35 or 40 seconds. If I had to take a guess based on the rest of the country, it will be 35-second shot clock. Thoughts?
How long will they give you to?
So wait.
Oh,
Does
that's
it
a
start-
different story.
How? When are they going to say that? When does it start?
Okay, so if let's take COVID out of the equation. If COVID wouldn't have been in the equation, the goal for the National Federation of High School Sports would have, and I believe would be to have had the shot clock beginning this year. Because you go back 2 years, it's been a hot topic. Matter of fact, when we had Chris Nimmo, who's the head coach at Warrensburg, on one of our very first shows, and at the time he was the acting president of the Coaches Association, and for the National Coaches Association, he said that it's coming. That it's already been approved. It's something that now each state has to ratify. So the National Federation of High School Sports says that states can have the shot clock. Whatever rule gets put in place, they have to approve it first, because MSHA and whatever Illinois' crap is, it all has to fall underneath the National Federation of High School Sports. So anytime they adopt something for the sport, okay, we adopted it, it's able to be used. Now each state association has to ratify it.
Correct.
And whatever rules. So you have, it's very, very similar to how our federal government and our state governments work. So the national says this is something you can use if you want it, and the states come in and vote on it. 8 states voted, say they want the shot clock, that they use it. Missouri is one of the states that, because Dr. Erhan has served on the National Federation Board, matter of fact, I believe he was the president of it, it's a big push for Missouri to get the shot clock. And a lot of coaches want it. As you can see, a lot of coaches want the shot clock in Missouri.
And Coach Rhodes makes a good point, because I think I remember them talking about this, is that they were going to implement it on boys, during boys basketball first, before implementing it on girls. And I think I heard that. I think even,
Man, that's like a Title IX suit waiting to happen on the other side of things.
I did. And I think, what's his name was talking about that when he came on our show. He had mentioned that a couple of different states had implemented it for boys basketball first, to see how it progressed in that atmosphere and that quick, because a boys game seems to be going quicker than a girls game up and down. So I think that's why they say, I think it was, what state was he? I swear he said the state it was. Now I can't remember what state he said it was, but one of the states had implemented it on the boys' side for 2 years before the girls' side implemented it.
Well, and it really doesn't matter which gender sport it is. It's still going to affect the game either way. So you're going to see a drastic change in philosophies and for just how the game is officiated, how the game is coached, how the game is played. Who's going to come out and play for you now?
Well, and not only that, what do officiating think? What do people that are in charge of officiating? How about what does everyone else think about this situation?
Well, as many of, and I've talked to a few officials, and any of them who not only coach high school basketball, but also coach at the college level, community college or lower college or D1, it's just one extra thing. And with the 3-man crew, they usually can take care of it.
Right.
Depending on where they are. I'm not sure. I don't know if it's the trail official. I believe it's the trail official.
It's their job.
But I'm not 100% sure. But it's definitely not the guy on the baseline. he's got other crap to worry about, like Jarvis's kids fouling my kids. So you got a lot of stuff to watch and pay attention to.
Or hitting that 3 in the corner.
No.
It was not that. It was this. And this year, I'm just going to encourage it.
Because we're playing here.
That's fine. Yeah. 4-game night. So I don't
see all the smoke and all the lights and blah.
I think we might broadcast that live on the
I'm
coach's
so
box.
sick of being over here. We got to go somewhere else to do the show. It's just making me sick. I'm sitting in Pius chairs.
Poor guy.
I'm on Pius
Now he knows what I feel like every time we have to go and play at Herculaneum. We have to play. We have to play a home game there. We have to play a JV tournament there. We were playing a freshman tournament there, but now they can't play it there.
We're playing that at St. Paul.
Oh yeah. Somebody took that. And then we had to play the Bruce Thomas there. Then one year we played in the districts there.
Speaking of, if you know anyone that needs a tournament, the Blue Knights stepped down out of that tournament, so we need.
Oh, you're short again,
dude.
Gosh.
People keep stepping out of the tournament. It's a good tournament. I don't get it.
Is Gateway Legacy still in it, or did they fold up shop and start a different school?
Gateway Legacy wasn't in it last year.
Well, who was that one team?
That was 2 years ago with the whole thing with Gateway Legacy when the bus didn't show up.
Yes.
What was the name of the? It was because the holding the ball game with Northwest.
That wasn't Gateway Legacy. That was
Pretty sure it was.
Was it?
Yes.
Well, they're still in it then.
Oh,
Yeah, they were.
I was making sure they still had a school.
I was thinking of what?
None of those kids spoke English.
Oh, it was Gateway.
Science, Gaming Academy.
Oh yeah, Gateway Science.
No, it was one of those up there that didn't.
Imagine Prep.
Their bus didn't show up or whatever, and they got there late, and we had to cancel the game.
Yes.
So, well, I was just again.
Anyway, we need a team for that tournament. But
So yeah, if you're a coach and watching and you need another game, jump in.
we might have somebody. We'll talk about it off the air.
Oh, okay. Well, it's a secret. Sorry, guys, you're not privy to that. Anyway, back to what counts in life. What were we talking about? You got me completely distracted.
Sorry, shot clock.
And so we
Gosh.
wanted to know if there was like talking to some officials.
Yeah, what's everyone else think about it? That's what we need to know. Other than the vote, it'd be nice to know what other people are thinking.
Especially some of the.
If there was that big a vote on Twitter,
There was.
percentage-wise,
Yeah.
there was how many.
Because what you
total
do
votes.
is you tweet it out, you tag some people you know are coaches, and then they share it,
Yeah.
and then boom, it kind of spreads. Blair, if you had Twitter, you could expand your network. You might be able to sell more Pepsi to people too.
Great.
You could have got more teams in your golf tournament if you tweeted it out.
I have a coach that does Twitter for us, and she shared it out there. She even shared the coaches box this
She
morning.
did.
And
STL Today got a
STL
retweet.
Today retweeted it
That's
for our show.
STL High
No
School
way.
Schools.
Yes, they retweeted the girls.
Wait, you're not on Twitter either?
Yes, I'm on it, but I didn't see that.
Oh my
Ricky Girls
gosh.
Basketball tweeted it out this morning.
I
Our show was on.
tweeted it
Like,
out.
they probably caught that commercial and be like, hell no, this is what are we watching this stuff for?
Watch these crazy folks
No kidding.
down here in Jefferson County.
Anyway,
Jeff, go for life.
so I'm going to reiterate how much I hate the fact that we want to have a shot clock. I mean, the more we talk about it, the more pissed I am that we're going to have it. I think it's stupid. I think it's stupid. It's great. Again, big schools, yeah, go for it. Good idea. Not for us.
Oh yeah.
Not. It doesn't work. Doesn't fly. Doesn't jive. I think it's stupid.
It's gonna happen though.
Well, I'm aware it's going to happen because by God, we got to look like everybody else. Freaking school, these other states that have consolidated their school districts.
So I'm going to call out a guy that I know watches our show, and he's the head of the officials in
Okay,
St. Louis area.
don't call
I'm
out
not gonna
people
call
by
his
name.
but I know he's watching our show, and if he'd love to comment,
I apologize.
Maybe he would comment to one of us that we could relay on what the officials are saying about the possibility of having a shot clock and what their opinions are on it, because I know that this gentleman always talks about deals with a lot of officials all
He
year
made
round.
a post on Facebook about it.
I know.
I think he's okay with it.
Well, I just didn't want to comment.
okay talking about it.
And so I'd like to hear what not only does he have to say about it, but also all the officials that has under his umbrella that are looking into this and what their thoughts are, because I think it really does
In
make
a,
a
time,
big effect.
in a time where we're struggling to even have officials, and then to add something else to their plate while they're doing the officiating,
Yes.
it's bad enough to have to deal with us and then to have to deal with fans and everything else that goes on. And that's why I always say I would never be an official. No way. Now, I could be an umpire. I think that'd be fun. That's a whole other topic.
Wait a minute.
Infield fly. But,
How do you mess that up?
how do you call a timeout as the ump? And as Shilton would say, "You that up."
Yeah, he did.
Well,
He told him he effed that up.
there's a lot wrong with that.
There was a lot of F's in that whole
He uses a
exchange
lot of words that I would never use.
that you wish you could use.
I would never use.
Liar.
No.
Yes.
Oh, jeez.
You're the pot calling the kettle black, sir.
Yes, sir.
If this was a PG-13
You
show,
don't understand how fired up I was when Shilton went off. I was just like, dude, I want to do that someday, but I can't.
I wanted to see him get ejected because I would have not been happy if he wouldn't have.
He did
got
get ejected.
I know, but I was not going to be happy. I thought.
I knew he was getting ejected.
I thought
went
Marmol was gonna, or the
Oh, yeah.
was gonna get, because he comes out there and it's like, oh, here he goes.
I was
gonna
going to
get
get an
ejected
explanation.
too.
He wanted an explanation too, dang it.
For
For the coach, we would have been
for
fine.
anybody who didn't know, we jumped right back to the Cardinals because
terrible,
my
sorry.
Adderall's worn off and so are theirs. They don't even take it. But I'm telling you right now, that blown call in that Cards-Cubs game,
Yes.
you would have talked about somebody burning the town down.
I mean, there might have been a Vaseline sighting at some point.
I would say so.
That's what Kevin was
Hey,
asking.
What? Where were the runners at? Where are the runners at now?
First and second.
First and second. How many outs?
There was one out.
One out.
They still screwed it completely up. Why did they go back? And why was the guy out at third? How was that a force?
Well,
Infield fly.
batter was out.
Did he tag him?
the guy at third was not out.
The batter was out, right?
The batter was out.
And then they went back. But it's run at your own risk.
They did advance, and they advanced. It was second and third.
Yes.
And because
If he would have caught the ball, it would have been automatically out of the inning. But since he dropped the ball, even though
It wouldn't have been out of the inning. There was one out.
No, because those guys already came back and he threw it to second base. If he had caught the ball, he was already at third base.
well, they had advanced, and the guy at second overruns second base, and the umpire calls time, and he got tagged.
Yes.
Edmund tagged
Yes.
him, and it should have been 3 outs right then.
Right.
Because they already had 1, infield fly is 2, tag 3. Because they let him advance on their own. Okay, they advance. Well, then that guy overruns, and the play shouldn't have been called dead. So tagged him.
And I think the biggest problem was that the second base umpire did not see him call the infield fly rule, which once again
The third base umpire did have his hand up.
he did, but he did not vocalize it, which is a lot of the problem because here's what the second base umpire is what he is not doing.
Turning his damn hearing aids up apparently is what he's not doing.
What he is not doing, because if you watch it,
Or putting on his glasses.
he was not very vocal with it. His arm went up with the call.
Okay.
He did not, you could see his mouth not moving. And so the second base umpire is immediately turning to watch what happens at second base.
All right. And then what?
But Tommy Edman, not realizing that it wasn't a force,
Yes.
just stood there for a second and then was like, oh crap, and went and tagged
Tagged
him.
him.
Yeah, but he already called time.
Yes.
Yeah, if I'm the second base umpire and I look over there and there ain't a guy on first, oh man, he probably called the infield fly. And these guys just advanced on their own because the batter's out. He's done. What do you do? Do you pull a Ryan Howard and drop in the middle of the batter's box, tearing his Achilles?
Well,
He's not on. There's not even a guy running.
Well, we screwed it up because we should have tagged the guy at third.
Well, I agree with that. But either way, it doesn't matter. What I don't like about this, and I know we had our own group chat debate on this, I think it's stupid, is the fact that it's not reviewable, which is dumb. It's dumb. That you don't have an official review at that point in the game.
I mean,
Especially when it was completely messed up.
There is no accountability for the umpires. They can mess up, and you can't question it.
Well,
that's why guys like Angel Hernandez have a job. That guy couldn't play dead in a cowboy movie. He sucks. Okay? Like, I'm not great at anything I do, but that guy sucks at everything he
I might
does.
take him over West.
I would take Cowboy Joe West before I'd take Angel Hernandez.
Stan West.
He's a showman,
He's all about me.
and he's old and decrepit.
Later on, remind me of the showman because I got somebody
gosh.
right on the top of my head.
Oh my gosh!
Goldsmith is the one who told Edmund to tag runner. Goldie is one of the smartest baseball players
Yes.
I've ever watched.
I like Kevin's response though. Put mics on him. Yeah, explain what, or do the press conference.
Say that
But let's hear it. Let's hear what you really had to say. Now the problem is put mics on is because the managers come out there and they use words that I don't say, that Jason says, that you can't play on TV.
I say them in the own well-being of my house. All right. I was saying a lot of things when that play happened, but Mike Schilt was awesome. It was awesome.
Agree.
I mean, he told that umpire everything that everybody was thinking.
He did.
He put him on blast.
And not only did he tell him once, but he probably told him about 30 times.
I gotta find that.
Hey, he
I
goes,
gotta find that.
I don't
gif.
care what you're telling me. This up. I was like, yes. So awesome.
He did not let it down.
But that's the problem there is because there is no questioning about if I know we have basketball officials who watch us, and we all question officials when they make a call because
Never.
we have whatever.
I don't.
Human. We're human.
Dude, come on.
We're human.
We all do it. We're passionate about our kids, and we're passionate about the game that we're coaching, and especially in tight games. And we call it like we see it, the title of this freaking show. And the thing is, the great officials that we all have great relationships with will have a conversation with you. And what draws the ire of all of us as coaches is when you, as an official, will not have a conversation with me. And I know I might be in the wrong on some. It's fine. Talk to me. Give me the reason why. If I messed up and I missed it, look, yeah, I probably missed it. As me as a coach, I'll say, yeah, I probably saw it that way.
Right.
And you'll say, yeah, I probably missed it. And it's like, okay, cool, whatever, good, move on. I'll take it. You give me a reason. And you're like, well, that's not my job. Well, apparently that's not baseball's job either, because by God, those assholes can't say anything to them. You can't question them. Not at all. I can't wait till they put the robot umpires in. I can't wait for that, because then as soon as even Angel Hernandez in all of his glory messes that crap up, I can't wait for somebody just to rip him too. Because now you have you definitely messed up. But again, I think it's ridiculous that baseball umpires, not all of them, but a lot of them do not. They will not have a conversation with a manager, even when he's all fired up. I'll be honest. I mean, I know there's officials who won't talk to me and probably won't talk to you guys.
Sure.
But we do have a lot of officials, and they will have a conversation, and that's all I ever asked for.
Well, and all I ever ask for too is just when it's obvious you messed up, just say,
Yeah, own it.
Hey, coach, I screwed that up, and I'd be like, okay.
Well,
but yeah, you could be fired up. I'm just gonna be quiet.
Well, and here's the thing that you talk about a lot, and you hear about a lot is when it comes to officiating and umpiring, whatever it is that you're doing. I think we're all human, and we all make mistakes, and legitimately, I think in today's world, anytime somebody makes a mistake, there's always going to be somebody to point it out real quick. I mean, immediately. You can't make a mistake quietly, because somebody's going to find out, somebody's going to watch, somebody's going to see it, and somebody's going to say something. So, I think we put ourselves in that position daily because we're fighting for our kids.
Yep.
And when we see a mistake, we're automatically going to call it out, and call it like we see it, as you say. So I think it puts everybody in a really bad spot because we are fighting for our kids, and we'll never stop fighting for our kids. Now, sometimes it gets out of control? Absolutely. And in the past, have we got out of control over? Absolutely. But I think the biggest thing about calls being made is there's no reasoning behind. I would prefer it, more importantly, for all those officials to get together and say what was made, and we messed that call up, and it's not reviewable, but it is what it is, and that's what we're going to live with it and moving on. Let's talk about it. Is that an overturnable call? Can the crew chief say, hey, you messed that up, we're going to overturn it?
Right.
And I think that's where it comes into play more often.
Well, the whole thing in that situation was that guy called. Once he called time, it was over.
Yeah, it was done.
There was nothing that could be done.
Correct.
He called time. He said that he granted them time.
Which is dumb.
There was nothing that they could do at that point.
Right.
So, at that point, thank God the Cardinals won, and then it didn't, because it didn't have to advance to anything else. Like
Could have been affected by one game playoff or something. Cost
Right.
But and sometimes as a coach, I have to poke myself and be like, okay,
Right.
And I
gotta
think
let it go.
And I think that's something that's very difficult sometimes to do as a manager, as a coach, as a professional. It's hard to swallow when you feel like you got cheated out of something and when you have no control over it. But going back real quick, Coach, we need to go to break here in just a second. But the gentleman that I was talking to about, let's head over the officials in St. Louis area. He kind of talked a little bit about, and he sent me a message and said, I could share the information. He said that a lot of officials that's under his umbrella are hardly ever discussing it right now. He says if it happens, it will be 2 years after this one's up due to the availability of technology. There's chips in the shot clocks.
Yes.
So he think that it's going to be at least 2 more years before it even comes available here in the state of Missouri. So that's something to think about as far as that goes, just because of the technology side of it. So I think you're going to see that across the board, probably not only just because of that, but financial technology and all of that stuff that goes into play. Given now, they could say we're going to pass this in 2023 or 2024 and go ahead and let schools fund it moving forward and get a chance to have it in not a 6-month time frame, but maybe 2 years to get it all in and up and going and ready to go in 2 years.
Right.
Where they can implement it.
Well, I mean, like I said, it's something that's on the way, but
When,
how much, but a lot of good stuff here, and we really appreciate you guys' comments, and it's something that I'm sure we'll be coming back to a lot more as the season goes on and then the years go on, because like you said, it's on its way. The coaches have said that they really want to have it. Apparently administrators do, so we're gonna see it maybe before Jarvis retires.
Coach Rhodes, I got a little ways to go, but
So hey, we'll be right back with the Coach's Box. You guys tune in and take care. Hey everybody, this is Chris Miller from the Coach's Box. If you haven't already, you need to go to our Facebook page and you need to like our show, the Coach's Box Facebook page. And it's real simple. I'm just going to show you guys what it kind of looks like on Facebook right now. And as you can see, you just find us here at the Coach's Box. We keep it pretty simple, especially for guys like Jarvis who can't read or write. And as you see right here, I'm going to go ahead and click follow. And now I'm following the show. And I should be already, but hey, whatever. And this when I do this, I have the opportunity to see our Facebook pages pop up live, and you guys continue to share and be a part of the show, comment, like it. We always encourage you guys to be part of it because we just do this because we enjoy messing with each other, talking sports, talking whatever in life, and interacting with you guys on a regular basis. So like our show, follow it, and continue your support. We appreciate it, and we'll see you guys here in a little bit. Thanks. And we're back. Wake up, guys.
Here.
Oh, Jason. Oh, glad you're on top of it, buddy.
He's enjoying the show.
Yeah.
Are you looking up some stuff on Misha?
I am on mission.
Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about local high school football last week. A couple of good football games on tap, at least from the standpoint from gathering us three together, in one place, and we watched a really good first half of football. It was an 8-8 ball game at halftime in St. Pius and Herculaneum, and both teams were really kind of
16.
No, was it?
No, it was 8-8.
Was it 8-8? Okay.
8-8.
And then we let them go right on.
You almost said a wordy bird that Mike Schilt would say.
One of those
You almost pulled a
words
Schilt.
one of those words he says in the comforts of his own home.
Yeah.
But
At my wife sometimes.
Man, she's pregnant. Come on.
I know, that's why Ron Rhodes is completely wrong on the retiring anytime
Oh my
soon.
gosh.
So, St. Pius, first half, I think we had them reeling a little bit, ran a little different offense. We had our starting quarterback was out, our starting running back was out, a couple linemen were out. We were scrambling to fill some positions, and I thought Coach Boss came up with a good game plan on offense, and was something that St. Pius wasn't expecting us to run. And by the second half, they got it figured out a little bit. We got a little worn down. Got a lot of kids that play the entire game, and I'm talking not just one facet, not just two. We have guys that don't come off the field, not making excuses. It was, the first half we battled well, and the second half we made a lot of mistakes. And against good football teams, you can't make that many mistakes. And Pius, they got some athletes. They pounded the ball a little bit, threw the ball a little bit.
you start the fourth quarter, you're only down 2 touchdowns, and
you're
still in the game, and then just kind of seemed like the wheels fell off there in the fourth quarter, and you just couldn't. Couldn't do anything. A couple silly defensive mistakes, and then you take a turnaround and on offense and do the same kind of thing. And so, like you said, though, I didn't think the Black Cats, stepped away and just quit playing. I thought they played the entire game.
No, our
hard
kids fought hard, and it's just one of those things, man. We got to get over that hump at some point and put all 4 quarters together, and we'll see what happens. I know there was another big rivalry in the county this week too, and I hate that my
Wait. You didn't even let me comment on that game. You just sidestepped it the whole thing.
go ahead.
You freaking homer.
Go ahead. What you got?
Good
Pius?
God, I'm getting ready to give you and your coaching staff and your kids all kinds of credit, and you just
My bad.
oh, okay, we're gonna move on now.
really
Like I'm over here gonna
chime
gloat. We're gonna be like, woo, yeah, like any of that
Well,
crap.
if it was basketball, yes. But go ahead.
I wouldn't. You know me better than that.
I would gloat a little bit. But go ahead.
Jeez.
I can't wait. That week's going to be fun. But go
It's
ahead.
going to be a wild week for sure. I have to say that, you know, coming off the game with R7, and when we were having our conversation in our group chat, I said this is a trap game for our kids. Not because you guys weren't going to be a competitive team. It's because you come off of a game like that, and it's like, okay, pull yourself back to reality here. Yeah. You've got to show up to play. You have to play. You can't take anybody lightly. You can't think that, well, again, it's like when you look at I hate telling kids, when you look at scores, the game doesn't reflect the score.
Well, and it doesn't matter. We have to talk about it because kids know already.
I know, but that's fine.
You look at, R7 demoralized us. So
Sure.
you look at that game, and then you guys beat them in a nail biter. So then
You're thinking relative to
that,
yes.
then Pius should kill us.
Right.
I mean,
And anytime we had a couple kids who said, I said, how you feel about Friday, and they're just like, I think it'll be okay. And I said, don't get confident. They're going to show up to play. Now, number one, since I've coached here, Herculaneum always gets up to play St. Pius. Again, I think a lot of people do, but it is a game that those kids circle on the calendar. This is one we want to win, and rightfully so. It's fine. You should. Everybody should win.
we're
You want
all that close.
Exactly.
R7, Pius, us, Crystal, depending on what sport it is.
Yes.
But we're all going to want to beat each other. Sure.
Exactly.
You throw Graham. All of us conference schools. That's
there
how
you
it's
go.
going to be.
And
that's what makes our conference the way it is.
Everybody wants to beat St. Vincent.
Yeah, that's
It's just like, we're going to go travel down to Perryville. We really want to beat them.
that's
Well, yeah, because like in basketball, you're playing against 5+3.
most
Well,
of the time.
sometimes they'll use 2.
Oh wait, it's usually 5+2.
So,
It's true.
but those kids came out and they played a hell of a half. I mean, a hell of a half. I was thoroughly impressed with not only the fact that when I talked to the coaches from Pius, they're like, hey, that's offense we hadn't seen. And our kids hadn't seen it, and you don't have any time to practice it. So basically, your practice time came in that first half. And I knew that there were several kids who played the entire game, and you're just sitting there hoping, it's like, I hope we can wear them out, because it's gonna be a freaking meat grinder. And they played hard, and you could see that they really wanted to win that game. And it's just a couple plays here or there, and it could have been a totally different game, especially with the turnovers that we made, that you guys forced us into, and credit to the kids. And to me, those while you're sitting there being a fan, when you step back away from it and you're watching, it wasn't always the prettiest football, but it's a good game that I hate seeing lopsided football. I really hate seeing it. And a score, again, to me, is not indicative of how the game went.
36-8, but that first half was a battle.
The first half was a battle.
And then the first part of the third quarter was a battle. And then it got towards the end of the third, into the fourth, and then, just Pius pulled away. They made more plays than we did, and I think our kids were wore out.
And to me, I mean, the game would be different with Herculaneum having a full deck of kids.
Well, I mean, our best football player, Mikey Maloney, was on the sideline. I mean, that makes big. And then probably one of our best athletes in the bar kid, who was our quarterback.
Yeah.
And now I thought Jackson Deering did a great job throwing the ball around a little bit. And DJ Johnson, number 21, he played pretty well.
I was impressed. I was impressed with Johnson for sure. Deering threw the ball very well.
And then defensively, I mean, we had some kids stand out there too, and you can't. I'm just naming a few that I thought stuck out. I thought we held Rubel in check pretty much most of the game. I mean, your passing attack kind of got us a little bit.
Well,
And
you know, Nate wasn't supposed to play.
well, I know
He's a gamer.
I thought he wasn't playing.
I didn't think he was going to play until literally the day of the game, and he said he felt good. He got cleared from a doctor, and then during that game, I think when he lowered his shoulder and tried to get a couple extra yards, I think he re-aggravated his injury that he had.
But that's what football players do.
Sure.
I hate to tell you.
Well, wait. I know.
Take you off.
I have to tell him during the season. I'm like, listen, you can lie to all these other assistant coaches. I need to know. I need to know if there's anything going on with you. You can tell assistant coaches. You can tell McVey. You can tell Coach Eddie. Whatever you want to tell them, you tell me the truth, because I'm the one who has to make that decision whether you're out there.
And you know, you guys got some beefy dudes too.
Oh, boy.
Which you guys probably outweighed our old line.
That's
I mean,
true.
you know, and a lot of it has to do the weight room, and we're getting ready. You know, we're trying to turn that around over at Herky, and you know. But now I will move on to the other game in the
There we
county
go.
that I thought was a big one. My alma mater, Festus, loses to Hillsborough, which is always never a good thing over in Tigerland. And 34-29, I heard it was a nail biter. I actually heard Festus had a chance to win the game and turn the ball over at the end of the fourth quarter, towards the end of the fourth quarter, which I don't know any particulars of that game really. You guys may have heard more than I did. I just know that it was a hard-fought game.
I heard there was a catch that could have been made that was kind of bobbled.
Yes.
Now, I also heard that the same thing happened in the Grandview Father Tolton game, too. They would have won the game.
Well, yeah, you saw that score. It was a 1-point game.
And I have to say, I mean, I worked at Grandview for 7 years, so I think it's been about 9 years, give or take, 8 or 9 years since I've been in the area. And from even people that have been around here longer than me, this is one of the best Grandview teams that they've had in a long time. That's a tough group of seniors.
Well,
that they
we'll
got.
find out. We go out there on Friday, and we take on.
Oh, is
Grandview.
that who you guys have this week?
Yeah, we have Grandview this week, and
Oh.
And it's their homecoming.
Is that
is
going to
it
be
their homecoming?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that. Well, that's
Yeah.
good. That's a little more. I like playing teams on homecoming. Not saying it makes any difference in tomorrow night, but
A little side note here, Coach Halley was telling me that I think there might have been like 6 homecomings that his softball team has played on or something, or senior night seniors, the senior night thing, and they're 6-0 on the senior nights
That's
against
awesome.
other teams.
Take
As a matter of
advantage.
fact, his kids enjoy winning on senior nights.
Why,
Like,
yes.
yeah, here we go. That's all I like to hear.
well, yeah, that's a good motivator. Hillsborough goes to 4-1. Festus 3-2 in that game. You have Jefferson rolled Bayless, who's winless. And that's one of Grandview's.
Bayless played tough though too, and I heard in that game for a little bit.
Well, it was 61-20, but you never know
Yeah.
we never know how that score may be influenced, but 61-20 sounds like a pretty big win, 39
kinda
points.
inflated.
Yeah, but I won't even go on it.
Wait, is
That's just gonna get me
the
angry.
Herculaneum Grandview game going to be able to be watched anywhere?
I don't know.
I
don't think it's on live stream, STL. I don't think.
I didn't see live stream
I think they're here.
advertise it.
Oh,
I think Saint.
Yeah, but where
Well,
else are they at?
hey,
Probably at Bishop DeBerg, maybe.
Saint Pius X is playing the Dons of Donovan.
Yes.
Oh, playing Donovan.
They're playing here, 'cause I
Donovan is
remember-
coming here. Last year when we went down there and played, it was a very ugly game, and there had to be a police escort to get out of town.
Shocking.
It's one of those things where like you see the movies where people are like pushing the bus.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's kind of similar.
I mean, there was a lot of close games. Grandview lost by 1.
Yep.
You have
Festus was close.
Festus was close. Lindbergh beats Fox 21-20. That was another 1-point game. I can't really say a lot about those teams. I only know about the teams we're going to play. That's the ones I focus one in a week, and Grandview, they play tough, and we got a big challenge on our hands there. They beat Bayless, and they beat, not Father Tolton, Russellville. I believe.
Russellville. Yeah.
So that's their 2 wins. And do they have 3? I think
Well,
they only have
didn't you
2.
didn't you catch the recap, the roundup?
Yes.
You had the
commercial
roundup. How many wins does Grandview have?
Good gosh, man. I don't know about their overall wins. I think they're 3-2.
Okay, 3-2.
I think
I
that's
thought
what
it
they
was 2-3, but I wasn't sure.
Either way, that it is one of the better teams that they've had, and I'll be honest with you, I'm kind of curious to see how it's going to go down with you guys. I think it's going to be a slugfest.
We'll see.
Listen,
Grandview, you were talking about how we always get up for you guys.
Yeah.
Grandview always gets up for Herky.
Yes, they do.
And you know that.
I'm very much aware of this.
So it looks like tomorrow night's game on Livestream STL. It is Herculaneum at Grandview. It's on Livestream STL.
Oh, okay.
And then Donovan at St. Pius.
Okay, now wait a minute. I got to correct everybody here. It's not Donovan. It's Donovan.
Donovan.
Yes. Because
Like
I hear a lot of
dolphin?
people, Donovan.
Oh, okay.
You're like, oh, you guys playing Donovan. Like, who the hell is Donovan?
That's right. I don't know.
Sorry.
Park
They're from down in the
Park
area.
Hills rolled Potosi last week, 64-7.
Yeah, I noticed that didn't end up in the roundup. You gotta do your own roundup, Jason.
I know, but I mean, I'm just.
Jason
We said we
reads
were
it
talking
on.
football, so I'm looking around at local scores here, man. I should have just pulled up your roundup and just
You
played
should've.
it.
Play
Yeah,
it
I'm
again?
telling you. Nah, because nobody wants to hear that twice.
I think Coach Winkler out there says that Coach Dallas is doing a great job out at Grandview.
Yes, he is.
He's definitely getting the kids. I definitely think he's getting them excited about football again, and just about the whole atmosphere.
He's a Herky grad. I mean, all them Herky grads, that's what they do out here.
They know how to motivate kids.
You had the Battle of Perryville last week, too, and St. Vincent came out on top, 36-0 on that.
Holy smokes, we're going to have Coach Meyer Coach Meyer is doing the game for live stream. Is he with Jeff Whitener?
Him and Jeff, I think I heard that.
Oh, man.
Unless changed out. So
Coach Meyer. I'm glad he's tuning in tonight.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
I'm surprised he's not out doing some night golfing right now.
Valley Catholic, who is in our district, of course, they won this week, 42-0, and go to 5-0. Union whooped up on St. Clair, who St. Clair was state ranked at the beginning of the year, then had a battle with COVID, so they've only played 4 games. They're 2-2. Union
That's tough.
whoops them 35-0. Union goes to 5-0.
That's another thing that a lot of teams are battling with it too at this point. You're some kids that are out for quarantining and stuff, and that'll be an interesting thing to see once again come postseason time how that all plays into.
Yeah.
Not only that, but then you got to think about this kid's going to have to be out for 2 weeks, and so it just changes.
Here's a score you wouldn't think. You hear Webster Groves and Northwest. Who do you think wins that game? Just
Oh, I would say Webster.
okay,
But
this year is not the case. Northwest
That's right.
comes out on top of 52 over there, coaching the Northwest. Dave Crump, friend of the show, and
one of my assistant coaches here.
Assistant coach over here at Pius in basketball. Northwest goes to 2-3 with a 14-0 win against Webster Groves, and I wonder how many times they beat Webster Groves if we went and looked that
I'd
up.
probably say it wasn't
It probably hasn't been much.
Not very many.
What was the DeSoto score? I know they had a pretty better showing.
Windsor defeats DeSoto 24-16. DeSoto's had a rough season so far. They're 0-6, brand new head coach out there, great guy. But they got the work cut out for them out there.
I think coach was talking about is they're just trying to get the kids motivated about.
I can't spit out his name right now. I feel terrible. He interviewed for the Herky job, and I thought it was a pretty good interview. And but
I think the biggest thing about, like you said, out there in DeSoto, you're building from basically ground zero again and trying to change things, and it's going to take a time. And I think
it's always hard to take over when a coach has been somewhere for a minute. Chris Johnson did a pretty decent job out there at DeSoto, and he left, and so now they got the work cut out for them. But they did have a better showing this week, losing by basically a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to Windsor. So Windsor is now 3-2 on the year.
3-2. So there we go. There's some little bit of a local football roundup, coaches, and I think with that,
it should be good. It should be a good Friday.
It should be.
Night of football.
Hopefully,
tomorrow,
this
so.
weather. It looks like it's a little bit of a weather's on the iffy side of things. I mean, it's changed about 4 or 5 times in the last 3 days of what it's going to do the next 3 days.
Hang around.
Some matchups in our conference coming up. You got St. Vincent 3-2 against Bayless 0-5 coming up. this week. We're going out to Grandview, so you got us in Grandview. You already said that Pius has I can't say it correctly.
Donovan.
Donovan.
Kind of like saying advance instead of advance.
It's advance.
It's advance.
I was gonna say. I thought it was always
Instead of saying Oran, it's Oran.
Or ran.
Or ran.
Or when you're going to advance by Zalma,
Now-
you have to travel through Arab.
Now you do
Not
have
Arab.
DeSoto going. I don't know where it's at, but it's DeSoto and Fredericktown, both 0-5.
Somebody gets a win.
Someone gets a win, and it's going to be a new head coach's first win. So
Right.
either I know his first name's Keith. What is it?
West.
No, Jake Whitener's down at Fredericktown, and the only reason why I know his name is because I coached him when I was at Farmington, one of my 7 stops, and he was one of my football players down at Farmington. And
Yeah, how you can remember that? I can't remember half the kids I coached.
he took over down at
Lord.
Fredericktown, and so there's going to be a head coach get their first win in that game. So
Yes.
Fredericktown and DeSoto going at it. Poplar Bluff and Farmington, 2 4-1 teams. That ought to be a good matchup. I don't know who Crystal's playing this week. Do you guys have a clue? I don't know. No.
Don't either.
No
And you
idea.
got Windsor going against Hillsboro. Hillsboro 4-1, coming off a big win over Festus. That could be a trap game.
Could be a
Trap
Could be a
game.
trap game. You know, you never know. That's about all the local schools I can see on here or what I'm looking at. I might be on a terrible website.
I still think, with that being said, we'll probably put a wrap on the coaches box tonight. But I think one things that we want to talk about maybe next week is talk a little bit about the other fall sports going around the area, and some volleyball, boys soccer.
Hey, real quick, did anybody get a chance?
Soccer, yeah.
Softball.
Did anybody get a chance to see the leader and see the 2 pages of sports that they actually had? And they had a
volleyball preview outlook.
The
Yeah.
volleyball outlook for a season that's 2/3 of the way over,
Well, districts for start in 3 weeks.
3/4 of the way over.
Wow.
That was great timing, impeccable timing, and to put what they had on 2 pages. Big shout out to the leader.
Festus versus North County. There's a big game. I'm just going through,
Yeah, Jason, I'm just reading the newspaper.
I'm still trying to put out some local games and get some people riled up, maybe going to some of those games. That would be nice. Podosi and Perryville are playing.
Here we go.
End of the tie. Good job. All right. Well, with that, I think it's good night for us from the coaches box. We will see you again next week. More than likely, we'll probably do this again on Thursday night. Seems to be a fun night for us. And again, thank you guys for being a part of the show, following us. Make sure you guys continue to do that. Share it. Invite your friends to follow it.
St. John Park Hills, that'll be a good game too.
It will be.
That will be a good game. So from all of us here at the Coaches Box, thank you guys and have a great night. We'll talk to y'all later.